Welcome back, everyone. I'm Theater Prestige, and this is Langrisser Mobile Apex Season 17. So again, more Friday matches, and trying to slowly make our way up to Gold 3. I've used about half my tickets so far, just trying to keep my score stable. The only time I didn't use a ticket when I lost was back when I was initially at the start of Silver 1, because I had rank protection there. But beyond that, I've just been making sure I don't derank, and now I'm trying to keep the points that I've desperately put together so far. Anyway, like I mentioned before in the previous video, lots of similar boxes. A lot of Grin Shields lately. Got Jace, of course, we got Andriel there. We got the Awakened one, a couple of Asmodees. I've been running into those. Isolde's been in every box, Jace has been in every box. Tanks have been a variety, variety to non-existent, depending on whether they are full-on rush or not. I've been having some trouble with Bernhardt. I didn't realize he had a 2-range attack, besides his AoEs, of course, so I ran into that. And a lot of Kelmos that have been kind of annoying as well. In any case, I banned Andriel because it's Andriel. They banned my Isolde. And they grab Lightbringer as an opener. I was actually shocked. I was shocked here. Because usually they would grab something like Isolde or Jace. Like someone that's just going to be annoying. But they grabbed their tank. So I was like, okay, cool. I get rid of Isolde and Jace. And I grabbed Sylvaria. I looked at the rest of the box and I was like, there's some AoE. There's some single targets. But there's not really enough for me to be that concerned. To the point where I need to grab Rose and Seal first. So was completely fine with that. I lost Lightbringer, I lost Eshian there. They got Grin Shield. I go ahead and get rid of Bernhardt, get rid of Asmodee, essentially getting rid of bulky bruiser types. I definitely don't like Sword and Light and Shadow, but I can at least guarantee I can get some kills off of her. At this point, I go ahead and grab the Awakened one. They go ahead and get rid of my Tatalia, get rid of my Freya, so I have 2 tanks left. They grab Rose and Seal. Yeah, it's a little annoying that, they managed to get Rose and Seal, but I figured if they were going to grab Rose and Seal, then I can freely ban, more of their DPS that I'm scared of. At this point, let's go ahead and grab our tank, but first, get rid of Eshian, get rid of Sword and Light and Shadow. And I grab Christian. Alright, I lose Liana, I lose Sissy White, and they grab Auden Kelmo. So this is actually kind of significant, because my only act again now is Florentia, and she can only do it once unless I can get her a faction buff, which would be Hilda in this case. They grab out Auden Kelmo, which right now with this setup I'm not that concerned about. Grin Shield is pretty much the only threat. So at this point I was like, alright, get rid of Tiaris, get rid of the Awakened one. I don't want any situations where I'm going to get one shot. And I go ahead and grab Rose and Seal. So I'm going to be going without an act again for this match. So I lose Florentia, I lose Nemia, and I get Liana. So at this point I was like, alright, cool, I'll take Connie. With Rose and Seal, I can actually faction buff both my primary assassins, so good times. Alright, so we got all this going for us. I think in hindsight I should have swapped out Fairy Spirit Prophets for something else, but for right now, Rose and Seal, all heals, Fighting Monks is double holy, and so it's possible she has fixed damage immunity. We got Liana here, who might also have fixed damage immunity. Windbloom Chanters, Holy Class, 3C, Act Again, and Heal. Lightbringer brought Fighting Monks, and has... what's Fighting Monks even do? Healing effects increase. Okay, it does have increased defense. And then increased soldier attack, and that's about it. Okay, good to know. Anyway, 3C, Light Flow, and Discipline. Auden Kelmo is Holy Class. So all this can be buffed by Lightbringer, so you can guess why my opponent picked her first. Alright, so Auden Kelmo here. With... Let's see. With the Oracle of Beyond, Fireball, and Dimensional Explosion, and has Sorcerers. I was looking at the picture, and it looks like, I don't remember if Anna has that portrait when it's her base skin, but I'm pretty sure she is base skin because my opponent should not be below gold at this point. Or should be below gold at this point. Anyway, sorry, I got all distracted. Out on Kilmo. 3C, single targets. That's about it with sorceresses, pretty standard. We've got Grin Shield here, all single targets, shield throw, War Falcons. Awaken 1, I did bring her Doom Oracle, because I don't really need the teleport. We got Silvaria here, standard kit. We got Joa and Connie. Got her single shot, her AoE, her move again, and then Fairy Spirit Prophets. Honestly, I think I should have brought snipers to try to better take out Grin Shield, but that's okay. I did bring Angels for this. I'm hoping I can just endure a Grin Shield and then be able to endure the rest of the magic damage coming my way. Besides that, standard Christiane. 3C with Floral Realm and her aura. And then we got Rosenseal here who brought AoE heals and then her faction buff. Her faction buff will work on both Silvaria. Actually, it works on everybody except for the Awakened one who could buff herself. Alright. So right off the bat, my opponent's going to go ahead and get the crystal barriers up to prevent me from doing Spellbound, which is fine. I go ahead and move up. So the key thing here is I'm player 2, and I don't have an act again. So Silvaria is going to be a little bit more awkward to use, but I do have options. So for right now, I'll go ahead and push forward very aggressively and get in snipe mode. And the purpose of the portal's pretty obvious. It's going to get the tank in the middle, and then my opponent can just take the middle immediately. So, not too shabby. I go ahead and put up faction buff. Okay, Grin Shield. She is immune to fixed damage. She did get her shield up. So at this point I go ahead and put up Channel Interference, which will allow me to guard bypass thanks to the exclusive. Alright, so immune to fixed damage. So here we go. Yeah, even with the crit, I was 700 damage short, which is a bit unfortunate, and none of the fixed damage triggered. But I do use the move again to go ahead and get back into position. Now the key thing, my opponent took a while thinking about this turn. I think my opponent was considering doing act again, but there's no point since he has initiative. Or she has initiative. So what I have to do here is I have to move up, do Dimension Shift here, and then remake the cross here. I do Spellbound here, just to get more Crystal Barrier stacks down. Because Rosenseal is actually pretty far away from everyone else, and she's going to have to spend a turn using that portal. So I go ahead and use this opportunity to go ahead and start blasting away. Yeah. Some pretty good damage here. Alright, teleport. Alright, Dimensional Explosion. Only hits 2 targets. The mobility... Did I get hit with the mobility down? I heard the sound for it. But it didn't seem to happen. Yeah, nothing really got applied besides this attack debuff, which is fine. Alright, good news is Autumn Kelma was not fixed damage immune, so she's not 100% life. She is 5 spaces away from Silvaria, so I go ahead and use this opportunity to go ahead and get rid of her. She does have Reflect, but it's okay. 5 spaces away means she can't counterattack. Her range right now is 4, thanks to the portal being active. Alright. So now all that's left is Grin Shield. I do lose Joa here. It was a sacrifice I was willing to make at this point. Alright. At this point, I'm kind of just passing turns. Now the bad news is Joa can no longer guard bypass. And her AoE is also now just a single line, no matter what. Because I can't use Joa to expand it. But that's okay. The other thing is right now her roundabout is on cooldown, so I can't really reliably use that at the moment. And my opponent's right now trying to box me in. I was a little surprised by the act again here, but I'm actually happy about that because it means it can't be applied to Grunchiel. Obviously the biggest issue right now is I can't really move without breaking the formation, and Grunchiel will throw the shield the moment she has the opportunity to. So at this point I'm kind of just buying time. The good news is their tank is not fixed damage immune, so they're just shifting around. Yeah, so my opponent shifted up for some reason, which was great, because now I can do this. Critical hit for 29,000, which gets off 1 life. Yeah, I needed to do about 26,000. It was with a crit. The other thing to note about Savaria, she does have the Crystal Stinger, which makes it so she ignores about 20% of defense, which is significant in this point. In this case, it's like 300 defense here, give or take, or almost 300 defense. So I'm able to just punch through pretty effectively. But yeah, since they shifted up, I was able to just shoot in place without risking anything. It also, I used Disarm, which will apply a debuff, which gets rid of another of those crystal barriers. And then my opponent tries to heal. Alright, so we got that much health left. So I go ahead and move up, go into the terrain here, and I'm just going to go ahead and do my shot type again. And I do 29,000 and just kill the tank. And my opponent gives away, gives up at that point. So yeah, not a lot of damage. Probably not something my opponent was expecting, where I was just going to shoot their tank to death. Both Savaria and Connie can actually do some pretty good damage. As long as my opponent can't first strike, the counterattack damage is usually not that devastating against tanks. If it's against like a Christiane or something like that with their, her full effulgence taken care of, it becomes a bit of a problem. But in this, against someone like Lightbringer, even though she had pretty high defense, as you saw, I was still able to just punch through pretty easily. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I am Theta Prestito. This is Langrisser Mobile Apex Season 17. I'll see you guys next time.